First carry for Swift.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 17 carries, 81 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
On second down, Swift.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
How about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
And right side, they're going to go option here. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Way on 4th down is sent out to punt.
He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time.
They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Brandon, it's always nice when you get recognized with an individual award. And he was the AFC Offensive Player of the Week last week. But when you do it in a win, so much the better.
Absolutely. And he was all talking about that win, not so much the award he received on Wednesday.
That's a nice-looking award. I wonder if he took it home, got out of the car, showed it off to the kids in the...
Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
The Steelers had a very solid 4-1 here in the early part of the year. And they've come in on a nice run of recent form. 4 wins out of 5.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
The numbers for Adams in last week's game. He took out some anger, some apparent anger against that defense. The yards just kept going up and up and up.
Yeah, he was just running up and down the field doing whatever he wanted. By the end of the game, he was seeing 2, sometimes 3 defenders on every snap. Yet he was still making play after play. It was like he was running routes versus air in practice.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. On 1st down, it's Fields.
Over the middle, complete. That's Adams.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. On 2nd and 7, Fields forced out to his left. That's complete right around the 8. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. 3rd and 7 now.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Toward the pylon, caught. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Steelers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So both sides of the football contributing here early. Their defense forces the punt, and then the offense takes it down the field and punches it in on the short touchdown run.
And Brandon, that's good complementary football, and that's what they're going to need if they want to get out of here victorious.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. A 10-play drive that time. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
First down, and they go with Swift again. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. So Dalton now. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run here with Swift. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 46 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Partner, there are strong running plays, and then there are plays where you simply outclass the defense, and we saw the latter there. They ran straight up the heart of that front for an excellent gain and 1st down. Simply put, you've got to put up more of a fight defending the middle. Otherwise, this is going to be a long game.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the option to give to Swift here. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a 1st here on 3rd down. Dalton. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle 3rd of the field, and that brings up 4th. York able to send this one through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
And he returns this to the 22. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. A shotgun snap, Fields. It returns it right back to Samuel. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. On second down, here's Henry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Back to throw. Fields got his man complete over the middle. It's Schultz. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. And only a couple there up to about the 23-yard line. And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You've got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. David Ojabo able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. A solid stiff arm. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They were winners last week against Cincinnati, and right now they are in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now Fields. And that's complete to Adams. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. He'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Inside handoff, Henry. Oh, able to avoid him. And able to use his stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good gain. 9 good yards there on the run, and now 3rd down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. And that is incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Once again, it's Swift. And he's got room. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 68 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Blocking at the point of attack there was very strong. He had a couple of running lanes.
And I never want to overlook the offensive line, but that's what they get paid to do. How about the quarterback? Everyone thinks all he's going to do is throw the football. His movement and deception can help a running game as well.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. David Ajabo. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Dalton's throw there caught by Gallup. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And they will get this across midfield, but still well short of the first as he's dropped at the 46. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. And now out come the Steelers. Sitting at first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all. until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Fields. A quick throw, but incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And the Steelers on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he will have a first down as they get into the ground at the 37. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Again, it's Henry. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 57 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Fields. This one incomplete. Probably should have been picked. A little nonchalant with a throw to the safety valve, but it's 4th down. O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive. And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you're head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
Two minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. To throw here, Dalton. He'll drop this one off to Swift. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Play action here with Dalton. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Cressway now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This will be fielded at the 17. Well, a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10.
And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. From the 36, Fields.
The slant connects with Devontae Adams.
Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this 1st half.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Throwing on 3rd down. Fields.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they can at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
Looking for the crossing receiver, and he's got him. It's Samuel.
Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this 1st half. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will do it for this 1st half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. And a touchdown separating these two as they've gone to halftime. Gabriel Davis, a touchdown catch in that 1st half. From there, let's head off and check out a 2nd game. And it was the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars that go home with the victory. Cam Akers, a touchdown run in the victory. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And they trail in that one to the visiting Las Vegas Raiders. Former number 2 pick Zach Wilson with a couple of touchdown passes. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the 2nd half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And the Steeler offense ready to get going here in this 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this 2nd half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the 1st half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Throwing on 2nd down. Fields. His throw incomplete. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Fields. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses things. Understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Dalton throwing on second down. They'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Dalton off play action.
Looking for Cooper Kupp again, 2 in a row. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
On the option to give to Swift here.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Play action now. Dalton. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
And caught up to him. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Fields. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Here's Fields.
He finds his man complete. It's Schultz. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Ball on the 8, 2nd and 2. Now it's Fields. That's caught again by Schultz. And the Steelers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Fields throwing again.
Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown.
DK Metcalf.
His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Steelers go up by 2 touchdowns.
An out route there for the score. A quick out route there for the score.
Yeah, you're not really surveying the defense on this one. You're just counting on timing, making this play happen. 1-2, ball's out of his hands. Knows where he's going, just puts it to the outside. Touchdown.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 17-3. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. After the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it. And if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Play fake. Here's Dalton. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Credit the sack there to Arden Key. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to them. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And taken at the 46. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. The offense set to get going. Justin Fields bringing him out at quarterback. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Dalton here from the gun, and his throw's going to be incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. On the option to give to Swift here, and he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down.
I like his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the option to give to Swift here. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. On 2nd and 9, Dalton. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Here's Tressway now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. $40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. And the Steelers set to take the field.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A good gain on first, has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. Henry up the middle, and he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Fields now to throw.
That's Samuel, caught left side. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
To throw is Fields.
Over the middle, complete. That's Schultz.
And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A couple of 1st downs, has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. It's a pickup of 6, and that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
4 yards remain for 2nd down. Fields going to take this himself.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
On 3rd down, Henry. And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
They keep it with Henry on 1st down.
He's got it to the 43 here.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
91 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2.
Check down here for Henry.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball.
Oh, they pitch to the tight end. It's a fake. And they're able to pick up the first and keep possession. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. So after the 4th down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25. Again to Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And the Steelers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. Looking to throw. Fields. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Justin Fields. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers are looking to run it to 5-1 on the season as they add to their 4th quarter lead.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Out for the PAT, here's McGinnis. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So that, amazingly, a 17-play drive. And it was all capped off by the Justin Fields touchdown run. He took it in himself. Taken in at the 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And you hate to see this for them, but they're looking at yet another loss to begin this season. Things really going from bad to worse as they trail here starting this drive 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Kayvon Thibodeau able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. This offense so far on 3rd down, not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. And oh, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. Big 4th down here. It's Dalton. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. So a risky move that does not pay off. And, Charles, you take it from the defensive perspective. They had to be a little offended there that they even tried to go for it back inside their own 20.
Highly offended. And they took the ball away and gave it to their offense in a great situation. But when you look at this thing in total, when you start taking chances like that, you know what that means? You're going to have to take more chances later, right? When you don't convert, that just means you got to double down on it. So we can see this thing pile up as we go on.
Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. A toss right to Henry. Man, this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now a field goal forthcoming for the Steelers. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Ravens taking the field. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. First and 10 for Dalton. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Dalton will try and set up the screen to Swift. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they've got this one well in hand. They'll try and choose some clock with Henry. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Running from the gun with Henry. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. They'll run it again with Henry. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Steelers, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, the downward spiral continues as they drop to 0-6 now. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.